Hey guys, it's your girl, Organic Sista. Welcome back, my organic family. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We just had Valentine's Day. And if you're like me, you got a lot of flowers. Now, my husband is really good about getting flowers. And for years, actually 23 this year, he's always bought me flowers for any occasion, no occasion, whatever. Argument, reconciliation, flowers. And that's his thing. And so for years, I've always gotten the flowers, and then in a matter of days, you just throw them away. A few years ago, he bought the prettiest flowers in all the years that we've been married. And they were so pretty, I just hated to throw them away. And I kept thinking, what can I do with these flowers? I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I did a little bit of internet research, and I came up with drying the flowers, and some of them I preserved, and then some of them, guess what? I began to make natural products for it. So today, we're going to look at some of the flowers that I got for Valentine's Day last week, and we're going to come up with some ideas that we can do that I think might be fun. So stay tuned. You may be thinking, what can we do with these dead, dry roses? What I want you to do is, after your flowers or your petals dry out, what you can do, and roses are very good because all you got to do is just really kind of move this like this, cut that bud off, and then begin to peel away your rose petals. And what I like is like the different colors. Some are going to be a little bit darker than the others. Look at these, very pretty. These are yellow. Just because I like the color variation. And as you can see, this is very easy to do. Now, if you want your roses or your petals to be a little bit stiffer, what you can do is just put them out in the sun and let them dry out. And fortunately for us here in Georgia, we actually have hot weather. Today, I think it's what, 80? And so you're going to continue to do this until you have all of your petals completely detached. Hey guys, we're back. This is what we did with the roses that were dried, or as some would say, dead. And what we've done is we've taken all the petals off, and I just want you to look at this. This is gorgeous. Now, what you saw before was something that you probably would have thought needs to go in the trash. But looking at this, wouldn't you agree that this is something that you can do? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of these petals, and we're going to put them in here. Okay, guys, so I want you to see what this looks like. This is the rose petals all mixed together. And don't you just enjoy the colors? The variations of the different colors make this absolutely amazing. I want you to think about it. You've probably purchased this in the store, and you purchased this as potpourri. Well, keep those dried, dead flowers that you got for Valentine's Day, and now you can put these out on your dining room table, and it'll actually smell and make the room fragrant, and you have another use for your flowers. This is rose potpourri. Okay guys, we're back, and these are the petals that we did for the potpourri. Now, what I failed to mention is that you can add so many other herbs to this to actually make this more fragrant and just more appealing and aesthetic to the eye. I'm just thinking out loud, if you add some rosemary leaves to this, it'll look good, some calendula, some comfrey, and even some chamomile to liven this up and just really make this a herbal, fragrant potpourri. But so what we're going to do is we're going to take these same potpourri petals, and I'm going to show you something else that you can make. I alluded to the spa earlier, and one of the things that I love about a spa, other than it being totally relaxing, is the products that they use. And I love a lot of the facial toners that they use, and I love the facial toners that we make here in the clinic. And some of the things that I used to do a long time ago was I would make these natural facial toners with a lot of the herbs that we use. So today what we're going to do is just a very simple recipe, but it's very good, and I want you to think about it in terms of what you've seen in the store. So these little DIYs, I want you guys to think about it a little bit more deeper than what we're doing here, and maybe consider, using these DIYs that we do here on the channel as a source of a side hustle or some income. So what we're going to do today is I have a measuring cup. I'm going to put some of these in here, and it's just a handful. If you need accurate measurements, then you probably need to take one of my courses. But what we're going to do is just going to add some witch hazel to this, because witch hazel is a very powerful natural astringent that is very good for tightening and toning the skin. It is also great for those who have acne problems. After you've washed your face and disinfecting your face, a good toner actually carries that product a little bit better and more beneficial for your skin. So what we're going to do is going to fill this up. Well, actually, we're not going to fill it up, but we're going to put in about 2 ounces of witch hazel. And the reason why I'm only doing 2 ounces is because of the container that I'm using is really small. Now, if you can see that we've added about 2 ounces with a handful of rose petals, you're going to let this steep in the witch hazel for about 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you can strain the petals out and then put your remaining liquid in a container like this or bigger, depending on the amount that you're making. But what's absolutely amazing with this is I'm going to add some calendula. And calendula is another skin healing herb that does your skin really good. And this is just really cute to look at. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit stronger, if you really had acne problems, I would say add about 10 drops of tea tree oil. It will actually make wonderful antibacterial. Because these rose petals are antioxidant, it doesn't give you the benefit of having something that's antimicrobial, but the tea tree oil, in addition to this, does make this antiviral, antibiotic, and antimicrobial. Okay, guys. So we've packaged up our rose water toner, and as you can see, this looks really cute. Now, I want you to pay attention to the herbs that we have inside of here. Now, because we've used witch hazel and no water, what I want you to do is, once you've used this product on your face, I want you to return it to the refrigerator. If you store it in the refrigerator as opposed to your counter, this will last about 90 days without adding any kind of preservative. And there you go, Rose Facial Toner. Okay guys, we're now on craft number 3. In our product display today, we're doing all of these products where we have dead roses or dead flowers and we're repurposing them. So we just did the rose water facial toner. So now what we're going to do is a rose oil. This is a body oil that you can use for your face, you can use it for your body, and you can actually use it for your hair. So what I have in my container is several different carrier oils. So I have in here jojoba oil, I have coconut oil, I have baobab, I have shea oil, I have olive oil, and I have avocado oil. And these are all great oils that are great and safe for your skin. So what we're going to do is add some of our petals to this. So all I'm going to do is take from our bowl of petals that we've pulled apart, and I'm just going to place these. And if you've ever been in some of those high-end stores and you've seen those bottles of oil that is infused with petals, that's exactly what you're doing today. So if you want to be one of those high-end stores, do this. And As long as your roses are dry and you've taken out all the moisture, and the best way to ensure that is actually to take your roses out or your flowers or your petals out, put them in the outside where the sun can dry them out. I would say at least 8 hours. If you have roses or petals that are a little bit more in moisture, then maybe you have to do 24 hours. But for the most part, if it's a sunny day like today it is here, 8 hours should be sufficient to dry the flowers out. These roses are pretty dry, and then I left them out earlier today, so I can assure that these are free of moisture. And as long as they're free of moisture, if you put it in a carrier oil, then guess what? This probably would never go bad. Unfortunately, a lot of times we're taught that we have to use a lot of preservatives, but if you're not putting or introducing anything as a bacteria in this, and you shouldn't, simply because this is an atomizer, you're going to be spraying this. So there's no reason why your hands or anything or water should actually go in here. And if that's the case, this will last almost indefinitely. Hey guys, I'm excited about this last project because this actually doubles as a couple of things. Now, what we have in here is our container. We're using a small container, and I fill this halfway with filtered water. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add some isopropyl, at least 70% alcohol. Now, you can use 70% alcohol, or you can use 80 proof to 100 proof vodka. And the amazing thing about vodka, if you use vodka, there's no smell to it. So it doesn't smell like liquor. It's actually odorless. But today we're going to use 70% isopropyl alcohol. And what I'm going to do is open this up, and I'm going to fill the remaining portion of the bottle halfway, because the other half is filled with the filtered water. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rose petals, a combination. Rip these apart. Now, what makes this different than some of the other mediums that we've used in our other projects is the alcohol acts as an extractor, and it'll pull out all the terpenes in the roses, and the terpenes are what makes roses fragrant. So we're going to add that to that, and we can go a little bit further. We can add maybe just a few drops of essential oil, but it's not necessary. So what we're going to do is close this up, and we're going to give this a shake. And believe it or not, by the time this actually marry together and play well together, you won't even smell the alcohol. So what can you do with this? If you've ever gone to the bathroom in a public place and you're just not so comfortable with that, and maybe you have to do more than number one, this is a not potpourri, but a poopery spray. This will actually act as an odor eliminator, and it neutralizes the odor as opposed to masking the smell. The other thing that you can do with this is one of the things that I absolutely love is I use this as a pillow moisturizer to give my pillows a refresh. I take this out and I spray my pillows and my comforter, and I tell you, going to bed at night is just so relaxing, and it smells so good, and it smells divine. The other thing that you can do with this, it now becomes a room deodorizer. And so you can use this to your room if you have malodors, or if you're cooking, and maybe what you're cooking, maybe you're cooking broccoli and it's just not the most pleasant smell, or asparagus, you can use this and spray around the kitchen area without fear of actually leaching other chemicals in your food. And finally, the last thing that you can use this for is after you've taken your clothes out of the laundry, out of the washing machine, you can spritz this before putting this into the dryer to give your clothes not only a softer feel to it, but it'll give it a fragrant smell. I hope you enjoyed all of these crafts. Hey, my organic family, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Organic